A South Jersey woman's win on a slot machine in Atlantic City is being called into question. She turned to our investigative team for answers after she says the casino refuses to pay the jackpot.
Roni Beal wakes up on a Tuesday morning in February with absolutely no idea. Her life is about to change forever, then get ripped away, then possibly change again. She's 72, lives in a small New Jersey town, and loves slot machines. Not in a desperate gambling addiction way, more like how some people love crossword puzzles or binge watching Netflix. It's her thing. The drive to Atlantic City takes about 40 minutes. Just enough time to get excited, not enough time to talk yourself out of it. Here's how modern slot machines actually work, and this matters for what happens next. The second you press that spin button, the computer already knows if you won or lost. Everything after that, the spinning reels, the dramatic pauses, the flashy lights, it's all just for show. Pure theater. The outcome is determined by something called a random number generator. Think of it like the world's most sophisticated coin flip. Except instead of heads or tails, it's picking from thousands of possible combinations. So when Roni sits down at her favorite Wheel of Fortune machine that Tuesday afternoon, every spin is already decided before the reels even start moving. 3:17 p.m. She's been playing for a while, maybe down a few $100. One more spin, the machine explodes, not literally, but close.
And it went off. It says you're a winner, and gold coins popped out. This guy, very nice guy, says, "Oh my God, you hit, you hit." He said, "Lady, you are a millionaire."
Lights flashing everywhere, speakers blasting that unmistakable jackpot sound, digital gold coins cascading across the screen. You're a winner! $1,277,955.16. But wait, there's more. The multiplier lights up. 2x, final total, $2,555,910.32, $2.5 million. A guy behind her starts yelling, "Oh my God, you hit!" "Lady, you're a millionaire." Other players gather around. Everyone's celebrating. The machine is celebrating. Roni presses the service button to call an attendant. This is it. This is the moment her life changes forever. Security shows up fast. Too fast. And they're not smiling. Then she sees it on the screen. Tilted. Which basically means a malfunction that halts gameplay and voids the whole win due to suspected technical issues.
That's when the sentences came up, tilted. When the man came over to talk to me, he said, "Lady, get it in your head. You won nothing."
Beal says she was told the machine had a malfunction known as real tilt.
The machine gets confused and stops working right. And the casino uses that as a reason not to pay out the prize, except Roni stated the machine was working perfectly fine. "Lady, get it in your head. You won nothing." The casino attendant is matter-of-fact about it. "Machine malfunction," he says. But here's where it gets interesting. And by interesting, I mean deeply suspicious. The attendant opens up the machine with a key and starts messing around inside. He's got the reels rolling slow, pushing buttons, making adjustments, essentially performing surgery on what should be evidence. "I want you to spin it off," he tells her. This is the smartest thing Roni Beal ever did. No, I will not. Because if you think you legitimately won something, why would you help them erase the evidence?
He had it rolling real slow. He had it opened. And then he's pushing it.
She says the attendant then hit different buttons inside, ultimately offering her a mere $350.
They fooled with the machine before anybody else had to had an opportunity to take a look at this.
After several minutes of mechanical theater, the attendant makes an offer. $350 for a win that displayed over 2 million. Think about this logic. If the machine truly malfunctioned, if she truly won nothing, why offer her anything at all? Definitely not shady. It's like your calculator displaying the wrong answer, but you still kind of believe it might be right. This exact scenario played out in the year 2000. Same slot machine manufacturer IGT, Same tilted excuse. The same company claimed the computer overruled what the player saw. A lawyer named Jacques Bezau took them to court. IGT's defense was basically, sure, it looked like he won, but the computer says otherwise. The jury didn't buy it. Neither did the appellate judge. After years of legal warfare, IGT paid out $1.3 million.
It turns out this is not the first case where a real tilt has been disputed on a Wheel of Fortune slot machine. Jacques Bezau took Harrah's Casino in New Orleans and IGT to court in 2000 after his client disputed the same slot malfunction.
IGT took the position that, look, even though aesthetically these symbols came up, it wasn't a win because the computer says it wasn't a win.
Bezau says a jury did not agree, nor did an appellate judge. After years in legal limbo, IGT was ultimately responsible for the $1.3 million jackpot.
When Roni comes back the next day with her husband, hoping for some explanation, the casino's response is swift and brutal. They escort her out, tell her not to come back. A loyal customer for years suddenly banned. Why? Because she had the audacity to believe their machine when it said she won. If you were genuinely dealing with a technical glitch, wouldn't you want to work with the customer, investigate properly, show some basic human decency? Instead, they treat her like a criminal for believing what their own machine told her. Here's where Bally's, which is the casino, and IGT, the manufacturer of the slot machine, play corporate hot potato. We just house the machine, talk to IGT. We're cooperating with the investigation. Neither company wanted to take responsibility. Meanwhile, Roni sits at home with a heart condition. She literally had a heart attack last year, dealing with stress that could kill her. This isn't just about one jackpot, it's about the fundamental deal between casinos and customers.
You invite somebody to your business, they pay the money, they win, you're supposed to pay. That didn't happen.
According to industry data, there were over 8,000 complaints against casinos in 2023. Only about 2,200 got resolved. That's thousands of people who felt cheated, with most never getting satisfaction. How many convenient malfunctions right after big wins? Roni's attorney, Mike DeCroce, immediately did the smart thing, preserved the evidence. He contacted gaming enforcement, demanding they save the machine and all casino videos for independent review. Because these machines keep detailed logs of every single spin, an expert examination would show exactly what happened at 3:17 p.m. that Tuesday. But there's a problem. The casino attendance manipulation compromised the evidence. The most damning evidence isn't what happened with the machine, it's everything that happened after. If this was truly a simple malfunction, why immediately try to get her to spin again? Why manipulate the machine before any examination? Why offer money if she won nothing? Why ban her for asking questions? Now I tried to follow up with the case and to see if Roni eventually got the money she was owed. This was back in May of 2024, but however, I couldn't find anything, but to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the case just vanished into thin air. Anyway, I'd love to hear if any of you have ever had a similar experience. Have you ever won off gambling, but the company decided, you know what, screw you? Let me know in the comments, and as always, remember to be stingy when gambling.